Strong food system
can end hunger
and malnutrition in all its forms.
Provide us nourishment,
which promotes human health at every step.
To me,
a strong food system means
ensuring food security for all,
even during a pandemic.
Para mí, un sistema alimentario fuerte significa
priorizar lo nutritivo,
active family participation,
making markets easy and accessible,
for sharing the produce I grow.
To me,
a strong food system means
no matter your race, no matter your class, no matter where you live,
everyone around the world,
all people,
both men and women,
even the poorest families,
everyone has access to healthy,
sufficient,
affordable,
local,
and nutritious food
all year round, every month, every day of the week.
Welcome back. I'm very glad to be back with you after almost 23 hours live. I'm Sara Roversi. I'm the founder of the Future Food Institute, and together with the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, we kicked off this morning this very long journey, a long marathon, a 24-hour marathon. We started in Australia very early in the morning yesterday for us, and then we explored all over Asia, and then the Mediterranean, the Middle East, and Europe, Africa, and now the Americas. I'm really overwhelmed by the number of incredible insight, learnings, amazing voices, and voices of people that are really making this change that is needed happening every single day. So I'm really excited and happy to be here with you and to see how many beautiful and positive things are happening around the world. Now, I want to also remind that this is a crucial year for food. It's a crucial year for food that we are celebrating today on Earth Day. And I'm saying that because, as we have seen now with this video, this year the United Nations decided to organize this very, very important summit, the UN Food Systems Summit, that is going to take place first of all in Rome for the pre-summit, involving youth from all around the world, and then in September in New York. So also we thank so much our friends from the Food Systems Summit that are working every single day, activating dialogues and voices, sharing knowledge about how might we gonna fix the food system, making it more sustainable, just accessible for all. And now, I would love for this last session to involve Eric Carr, who's the co-founder and CEO of the Laudato Si Challenge, inspired by Pope Francis. I'm really glad to be with you, Eric.
Sarah, I can't believe you have this much energy and look this fresh after 23 hours. You're an astonishing force.
You are very nice saying that I look fresh now. Yeah. But let's say we're doing our best. Actually, we are, let's say, super energized by those incredible voices and people that are showing that actually we can make this change happen. We can make this change happen.
Great. Well, thank you for having me. It's really an honor and a pleasure. And thank you for the great work you're doing in the world. It takes people like you, bold leaders, to step up and create change. So I think everyone owes you, after 23 hours, our universal global human family celebration of your great work and your great efforts.
Thank you so much. You know what? It's been amazing to see all united under the same message. We had like almost 30 ministers from different countries. We had the voice of indigenous people, the voice of students, youth, activists, farmers, chefs, scientists. The Nobel Prize has been really unbelievable. The amount of, the amount of will to change altogether. And everyone is understanding that there's no time. We don't have time. So those few years ahead from now until the achievement of the 2030 agenda, is really the last chance we have to accelerate this transition and keep our temperature lower as much as we can, let's say.
Yeah.
So Eric, I would love to know from you, what is the Laudato Si challenge? What are you doing? How we can all contribute? How we can really take inspiration from the Laudato Si, the integral ecology approach, to better understand?
Yes. Well, quite frankly, I didn't know what Laudato Si was 6 years ago, and I was invited to the Vatican, and I learned what the encyclical letter was of the Holy Father of Laudato Si. There I met His Eminence Cardinal Turkson, who illuminated me to this extraordinary document. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm supposed to be a well-educated person, but I didn't know what this letter was. When I read it, it transformed everything that I believe about our global human family, about caring for our common home, as the Pope says, and answering the cry of the poor and of the planet. So out of this meeting arose the Laudato Si Challenge, and it is really our mandate to take this extraordinary encyclical letter of Pope Francis and put its principles into action, to actually take bold movements towards creating a world that, as you're doing with food and caring for our climate and caring for the poor and the vulnerable, and that's really my job, is to create a human dignity narrative that leaves no one behind.
And this is great. And I think is interesting to see how all of that connects with some values that are shared everywhere in the world. It's
Yes.
not just a matter of one religion, but we're talking about basic principles, the basic principle of humanity, the basic values of humanity. We're talking about probably the most important rule, the golden rule, the spirit
Yes.
of reciprocity, giving back what we receive, give value in advance, and really implement a mindset that is a circular mindset, a regenerative mindset with respect of what we have.
Yeah, that's right. I need to have a video conference with you every morning so I can feel better about my day, because you're so inspiring and articulate in how you talk about your vision. But you're right, there are no borders. We're one global human family, as the Pope says, and food is a basic dignity. It's a social justice issue. It's a human right. And we have enough resources to create food, healthy food, sustainable food for everyone in our global human family. And we need to do better, and we can do better. And that's really what you're doing. And so I'm just here to be of service to your great work. And I want to, again, thank you, because, you know, this evening I had dinner with my family, and I had food on the table for my children and my beautiful wife. And we take that for granted here in California. There's millions, billions of people who have to struggle to do that. And we have a moral imperative, the people who have a blessed life, to do more. And it's not enough, as you said, to just talk. There's a sense of urgency here, and we need to take bold action. So I'm looking forward to our partnership and our friendship so that we can serve you in your great mission in bold, concrete ways, moving, as Cardinal Turkson and Pope Francis like to say, from the abstract to the concrete.
Yeah, and actually this year, not only we were able to connect hundreds of voices around the world with this global marathon, but we decided to launch a call for climate actions. So we had hundreds of people that just spontaneously applied, sharing their climate actions. And you see that actually there are people that are doing this, probably they were not talking it in a cool way, climate action, but they're acting well for their community, acting well for the planet, acting well because there is a sense of what is good, what is not. And I think we need to share those stories because they can become role models. They can inspire others to do good, to be better. And so I think that this is probably one of the first things that at least we can contribute to do. But I want to listen from you. What's your suggestion? We have a lot of youth participating in this marathon. Many of the youth that are participating to the Voices of the Food System Summit, many activists. how do you think we can really contribute to accelerate this movement? And the second question is how people can get in touch with what the Laudato Si Challenge is doing, if there's a way to get in touch with your organization and follow your activities.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm going to actually ask you a question first, if you don't mind, before I answer.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, how do you view success, Sarah? What is your measurement of success for all of this great work you're doing so that we can all contribute to that? And then I think I can answer your question better.
Let's say I see success when I see our fellows that are starting doing things, running projects. They get in touch with us, they get inspired, and then they come back saying, hey, Sarah, I'm doing this with my community. And actually, during this marathon, we have been connecting some of our fellows that started with the Future Food Institute maybe 8 years ago. And now they are in Zimbabwe, empowering women in agriculture and doing great. Or we have been connecting our fellows all over the world. Mm-hmm. And it's such an amazing thing to see that they were our students and now they are change makers. They are really able to heal the society and build thriving communities.
Well, that's a great answer. And that's probably what I would say, which is take action. Don't be afraid. My message to the young people of the world is we need you now more than ever. And there's something magical and divine that happens when you actually take action, when you decide that this is what you're going to do. And the fact of the matter is, Sarah, this is not our planet. We're borrowing it from our children. We have a moral obligation to leave this better than we found it. So the best way we can do that is to support these young entrepreneurs with our intellectual capital, our financial capital, our spiritual capital. So my answer to the young people is to step up, take bold action. And what that will do is create a virtuous cycle. People will join you. Good things will happen. Don't wait. Just put your ideas out there and ask people like you and me and amazing people like Cardinal Turkson and investors to get behind your idea. Don't be afraid to ask for help and ask for support, because we owe it to you, the young people, to support your bold ideas to create a better world. So take action, be fearless, and ask for help.
Thank you so much. This is one of the other lessons that I'm going to take with me after this amazing marathon. So, Eric, I'm super glad you were able to join us during this journey.
Yeah,
and that you're part of
I'm
this.
running across the finish line with you, Sarah.
What?
I'm running across the finish line with you. It's 23 and a half hours. You're there.
Exactly. And I'm actually broadcasting from Polica, the capital of the Mediterranean diet, where I invited you to join us in September. So I really look forward to host you here. That is our new home, where we are launching this campus inspired to the integral ecology concept. So I think that this is going to be really the community where we're going to start to build a brand new, very ambitious and bold project, as you're saying. So I'm really glad that you were able to join the marathon. Thank you, Eric. And we are about to end this journey. So thank you again. We stay always around the Americas. Now we go up to the north, and I want to invite a guest from Canada. Who's the executive director of the Strategic Trade Policy Division of at the Agriculture and Agri-Food in Canada, Marisol Desroches. Please light up your camera. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I couldn't see you at the beginning. So you are participating really in the last shot of this incredible marathon that our Future Food Institute has been organizing together with the Food and Agriculture Organization. We are very inspired by what some countries are doing really to achieve the SDGs, starting from food, from innovating in the agri-food sector from farm to fork, and really would love to hear something about Canada, about what you're doing to give those last statement and share those last statement with the world.
Well, may I start by saying that I'm equally inspired by the energy you bring to this important topic. So thank you very much for organizing this wonderful event to celebrate Earth Day 2021 and underline the critical importance of developing sustainable food systems. As the decade of action unfolds, Canada is committed to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals of the Agenda 2030. We must all remember that sustainability requires three dimensions: environmental, social, and economic. Food security represents one of the most complex and important challenges that we face as a global community. Addressing this problem and achieving Sustainable Development Goal 2, zero hunger, will require both extensive domestic policy intervention as well as strong international cooperation. I will begin my remarks by discussing Canada's approach to the sustainable development of the agriculture sector and improving food safety and nutrition. Canada supports using a sustainable food systems approach at home and through our international assistance. We believe a food systems approach enables more comprehensive support for women's empowerment. It addresses complex environmental challenges such as climate change and supports economic growth. On the domestic front, Canada's roadmap for a healthier and more sustainable food system is the Food Policy for Canada. The development of the first ever food policy for Canada was mandated to the Minister of Agriculture in 2015. This was followed by consultations with 45,000 Canadians in 2017 and the release of a What We Heard report in 2018. The food policy was then launched on June 17, 2019. We recognize that food systems are integral to the health of people and the planet. The way we produce, process, distribute, consume, and dispose of food has direct impacts on food security, health, as well as on the environment and economy. That's why the food policy is focused on improving food-related health outcomes and promoting inclusive economic growth, strong Indigenous food systems, sustainable food practices, and vibrant communities. Furthermore, Canada's recently announced 2021 budget includes $140 million to help emergency hunger relief organizations prevent hunger and strengthen food security in our communities. This budget also earmarks $200 million to the Agricultural Climate Solutions Program to accelerate emission reductions in the sector. This program is based on an expanded model of Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada's Living Labs networks, which has been endorsed by the G20 as a model of innovation and collaborative research. Our food policy also addresses the importance of reducing food loss and waste. Over the last years, Canada has undertaken foundational work to study food waste, its causes, and the actions best suited to addressing the problem. In order to tackle this challenge, reduce food waste has been underlined as one of the 4 near-term action areas of the food policy for Canada. $26 million has been earmarked in investment for 2019 to 2024 to foster the implementation of tangible solutions. That's what we're doing at home. Internationally, Canada's attention has shifted to addressing the root causes of food security using a food systems approach. Canada's international assistance supports climate-smart agriculture, gender transformative approaches in agriculture, and the development of sustainable food systems to improve food security, reduce poverty, and develop climate resilience in developing economies. Canada also believes that, in addition to domestic policies and regulations, having a predictable, rules-based system rooted in science-based regulations in place to move food from areas of abundance to areas of scarcity is critical to achieving food security. Not only does this facilitate the movement of food, it also supports diversification of food systems, innovation, production, investment, specialization, and economic growth. With this in mind, our collective efforts should include a focus on strengthening the multilateral trading system and on addressing non-tariff barriers that hinder innovation, trade, and investment. So thank you so much for your time, and I want to wish everyone a happy Earth Day.
Thank you very much. We're very glad we had also the voice from Canada. We also thank our embassy and the representative who are connecting us with the scientists and the knowledge that in Canada actually has been developed around all of those topics. So thank you for joining our marathon.